star 515# to subscribe. The TV1 News is proudly brought to you by
BSP, our bank, our people.
Hello and welcome to TV1 News. I'm Carol Kidu Jr.
And I'm Jasmine Nero Jack. Join me later in the bulletin for sports.
In this edition, health workers called on to show more compassion. Johnston emphasizes on education. And debutants stun Fiji in beach soccer. A two-day law and justice sector and provincial administrators consultative dialogue commenced today, 22nd, and ends tomorrow, the 23rd of October, at the Gateway Hotel in the nation's capital.
Provincial administrator from the 22 provinces of Papua New Guinea and the staff and executive heads of the law and justice sector gathered in Port Moresby to take part in a two-day law and justice sector and provincial administrators consultative dialogue under the theme Accelerating Access to Justice, a vision for building peaceful and prosperous communities together 50 years and beyond, reflects on the issues, operational challenges, and opportunities that can improve service delivery and socialize the key sector policies, including legislative reforms for the law and justice sector. The consultative dialogue also allows participants to work as a team with the aim of harnessing their efforts for greater outcomes for our people at the sub-national level. Minister for Justice Pilna Niningi said the dialogue marks the beginning of our relationship as a sector and a sub-national government for the betterment of our people and our country in our strides to provide a safe, just, and peaceful society for all.
The impact of lawlessness is having a major impact on our general population and the business community as well.
Niningi said due to the emerging lawlessness in the city, he urged the participants to put together ideas to establish new legislation that can address this issue.
I'm going to suggest ideas. If it means to make a tough law, I am prepared to take it to Parliament. If the Parliament rejects, that's up to them to reject. So please initiate legislations today, not tomorrow.
Meanwhile, being a major sponsor of this dialogue, the Australian High Commissioner to Papua New Guinea, John Fix, said law and order is an issue faced by both countries. Therefore, the Australian government stands ready to support Papua New Guinea to mitigate issues of lawlessness in terms of creating new policies or reforms that can work for both countries.
We have a mutual interest in a safe, stable, and prosperous Pacific.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
To ensure safety is maintained, about 150 wardens comprising youths have been engaged by the National Capital District Commission to provide security to the travelling public. especially in the Boroko and Gordons areas in the nation's capital.
NCDC has made a short-term and immediate intervention under the leadership of NCD Governor Powers Pakop to make visible 150 wardens comprising of youths who will be engaged in providing security to the traveling public, especially women and girls in the hotspot areas of Boroko and Gordons. The intervention was undertaken following the recent tragic killing of an 18-year-old woman at the Tabare bus stop in Boroko and other emerging law and order issues that are escalating in the city as well. Pakop said these wardens will be responsible for deterring harassment, pickpocketing, violence, and most importantly, providing escort to women and girls.
Deploying almost 150 trained people to provide support and security to the public in those bus stops, in those public places.
Pakop said the wardens will be assisting police to deter any forms of violence in the city to restore confidence and safety to the people of Papua New Guinea, especially the citizens and businesses in the city.
Also help the police to prevent any upsurge of violence, whether it's street violence or ethnic violence, they will be focused in this area.
The governor said essential support will be provided to the police, such as having enough police vehicles and fuel to be visible in the community as well.
Our police station in our city don't have basic things like vehicles. So we are ready to allocate funds to support the police in that regard.
Meanwhile, the Assistant Commissioner of Police for NCD and Central, Peter Guinness, called for collaborative efforts between the community, government and business houses to work with the police in addressing lawlessness in the city.
It's our responsibility, it's a duty and care to look after and address issues in Port Moresby.
Tracy Pa, TV1 News.
A call-out has been made to all healthcare workers in the country to be more compassionate to their patients. The Port Moresby General Hospital Medical Director, Dr. Connie Sobi, reiterated that being kind to patients goes a long way.
Being kind to patients can go a long way for healthcare workers, according to Port Moresby General Hospital Medical Director, Dr. Connie Sobi. During the recent celebration of World Anesthesia Day, Dr. Sobi emphasized the need for compassion in the healthcare workplace goes a long way in making work easier and brings satisfaction.
Patients are our real advocates. You know, when you do good to a patient, that's a lifetime living memory. And I think
according to the Frontiers in Psychology study, compassion in healthcare has several benefits. It reduces anxiety, improves satisfaction, strengthens relationships, decreases the likelihood of patients developing post-traumatic stress disorder, better health outcomes, and can bring more patients and many more benefits.
To finish off, we need to show that compassion, the love, the care for our patients. They will be our ambassadors. They will be our advocates for what we do in the hospital. You know, one of the things about anesthesia, you are always behind the scene. You're behind the theaters, and you wear your mask and your gown and your apron. Nobody really figure out who is that, you know. And you remove those things, and you, oh yes, Dr. Paula, it was you, but you had all the masks and gowns on, and I didn't recognize you. So your patients are your advocates, or our patients are our advocates, especially those of us in the operating room.
Jasmine Jack, TV1 News.
Octari Mining Limited has recently been granted a 3-year license to provide health services following successful evaluation by the Papua New Guinea Medical Board. The evaluation recognized OTML's extensive social responsibility efforts especially its healthcare services that extend beyond the mine site to the preferred area and other affected regions. OTML has transitioned to an owner-operator model for Toba Hospital, aiming to adhere to national health standards, improve patient care, and reinvest cost savings into hospital facility redevelopment. The Health Services Department is developing a 3-year strategic plan that includes modernizing medical technology and the potential introduction of drone medical services. The Assistant Commissioner of Police for NCD and Central, Peter Guinness, urges police women, both uniform and civilian, to seek medical assistance quickly when faced with symptoms of breast cancer. Guinness said this during the Royal Papua New Guinea Pink Toba Cancer Awareness Ceremony at Boroko Police Station recently.
The Royal Papua New Guinea Constabulary has joined the rest of the world in hosting Pink Toba Day at the Boroko Police Station recently. When addressing both the civilian and uniform RPNGC officers on that day, the Assistant Commissioner of Police for NCD and Central, Peter Guinness, highlighted the importance of how one must look after oneself from breast cancer and the effect it may add to their life when not taking early treatment. Guinness said breast cancer affected most of the women in PNG. Therefore, he urged women of the force to seek immediate medical assistance if and when they are having symptoms of breast cancer.
Women who are also members of the organization, both as members of the RPNGC, long uniform and in civilian. We have a lot of women attached to the RPNGC. I can encourage them all to also, if there is that issue of any issue, or if they suspect that they may have got cancer or breast cancer, they must always, in the first instant, seek medical advice.
Guinness said many people in the rural areas of Papua New Guinea often blame sorcery for their relatives' death. However, what they lack is the knowledge of seeking early treatment.
Especially, we talk about these issues in town and in urban areas, but in the rural areas, our women folks do not understand and value the meaning and do not appreciate what is breast cancer.
Guinness further urged male police officers to take on the responsibility of taking care of their wives and daughters, making sure that they get immediate treatment when faced with not only breast cancer, but other sicknesses as well. Meanwhile, members of the RPNGC, while hosting a fundraiser, selling Pink Toba themed shirts, caps, and sausage sizzle. About 53,000 was raised and donated to the Cancer Society to support women battling cancer across the country. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
Southern Highlands medical students at the University of Papua New Guinea School of Medicine and Health Science are backing the work of their provincial health authority, both financially and in kind. Their intention was presented during a corporate dinner held at the Gateway Hotel on Saturday, October 19th.
During the fundraising dinner, the Southern Highlands Province Students Association presented a donation of 100,000 kina to the Southern Highlands Provincial Health Authority CEO Dr. Joseph Birisi. The funds were raised in 2021 to purchase a CT scan for the Mendi Hospital, but it was held back because the equipment was already purchased by Michael Nally, former MP for Mendi Munihiu.
When we were students back then, we had a vision. And our vision is to stop our people from seeking CT scan and other treatment coming back to Simbu and here to Port Moresby. And I can humbly stand here and say that, yes, with a vision and a team effort, we have accomplished this.
The total funds raised were 127,000 kina, of which 100,000 kina was committed to purchasing the CT scan, but that were not used.
This is 100,000. We like him come and said leadership, Southern Highlands Provincial Health Authority. We like him want them badly see because we trust the leadership. The leadership has vision. The leadership has vision. So when a leader has vision, we have to support 110%.
Dr. Birisi said the funds will be used to install the IT system, which will enable the Mendi Hospital to send the CT scan images to Port Moresby General Hospital in real time for screening.
Through the Pension Kidney Foundation, we had to send our officers here, and they had their training for almost 1 year, 6 months, for free, cost made by Saint Martin himself. So we have some very good people here in this country here. It's a recognized vision, and it's so the suffering our people are going through, and it supported us through and through. And now we have this dialysis center now. So that's one of the milestone achievement for our province to have this specialist service. And then now we have the CT scan that now we have now, which is currently operating.
Frida Kana, TVWAN News.
Southern Highlands province was ranked second last in the country out of 22 provinces in terms of health service delivery and indicators before the appointment of a provincial health authority. A determined CEO of the SHP PHA, Dr. Joseph Birisi, boasts that 7 years of the Southern Highlands PHA was ranked second out of 22 provinces. This ranking was realized in the 2022 health indicators through the National Health Information System reports. These are some achievements through perseverance, hard work, and commitment of the PHA and the health personnel.
A lot of good things are happening, but we are also thankful to all the support from our partners, our key partners. Without the partners, we will not come this far, and that's something that I appreciate. And like St. Martin now sitting here, is one of our key partners, not only giving us technical support and all this, but he is even training our for capacity building. Just a few weeks ago, we had to send 2 of our biomedical officers to China for CT scan. But it was through his network and through his connections that we had to do that.
You're watching TV1 News. We'll be back with more after the break.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
He says the best Hunters players come from his region. So does she. But there's one thing that brings everyone together. SB Laga, Bunyamyumi.
Open nets.
Hiya, Mama. You wait time, but me add him special flavor.
Put in more flavor, put in more taste. Magic kakaro, get up and big smile on face. Time for kimchi and a great kumutu. Sip, sip, the mumu, yes, magic on you.
Maggi, the taste PNG loves.
Right across the nation, we eat snacks crackers. Emi trupla. All get a young planalapun, only like him snacks crackers. Only make him here, no P&G, one-time lay biscuit company. It's crunchy and tasty. It's irresistible.
Welcome back. After 34 years of producing and exporting oil, the road into Kutubu oil fields will be sealed following the signing of a 137 million kina road contract at the Government House in Port Moresby today. The upgrade and sealing of the 100.2 kilometer stretch of road from Parita Junction in Poroma to Kamari in Moro will be undertaken by China Railway Construction Engineering Group within 3 years. This project will be funded by the government under Phase 1 of the Connect PNG program and co-funded by Santos, ExxonMobil and Kumul Petroleum Holdings Limited under their infrastructure tax credit schemes.
Despite producing oil for 34 years and gas for the last 14 years, supporting the economy of PNG, the road leading into Kutubu oil fields has been neglected by successive governments. Today's signing was a relief for the people of Kutubu as they welcomed the news.
So you come in, you work in plenty or something, now people something, and you Bashirim road from Parita to Kutubu, but you continue go or come up with Bosawi.
We really want to thank the Marabarossa government for the Connect PNG program, and also Santos and ExxonMobil for the tax credit. They will also support this program through the funding.
Local member and Minister for Defence, Dr. Billy Joseph, thanked the government for finally including this road in the list of projects under Phase 1 of the Connect PNG program.
Our people have been crying for this road. And I would like to place on record our appreciation to the Marabarossa government for finally hearing the cries of the people of Kutubu and Manbasavi.
With the contract awarded to China Railway Construction Engineering Group, Dr. Billy urged them to deliver the project on time and on budget.
In the Southern Highlands, we have fought against many contractors who have not delivered for our people. And I want to appeal as the member for Nipa Kutubu to the contractor to make sure that the 40% component of this contract is for local content, and we make sure that there is local content involvement in the contract, and also make sure that the road is built to the best standard that money can buy.
He also called on his people to work together with the contractor and the government to see this road project completed. Acting Works Secretary Gibson Olemba emphasized on the government's call for locals to respect this huge infrastructure development and work together to ensure the project gets delivered on time.
Issues that we face mostly up in the Upper Highlands is basically social issues surrounding the delivery of the program. We have a lot of security issues where we have to engage police and soldiers to be on site to be with the contractor to deliver the contract. So remember, our appeal to you and our people up there is please work with the contractor and make sure that the project is going ahead without a lot of issues.
He said the 100.2 kilometer stretch of road will undergo a two-coat sealing and be built to highway standards. The project is expected to be completed in 3 years and is expected to be finished in 2027 when Phase 1 of the Connect PNG program ends. Ruth Rungula, TV1 News.
The National Cultural Commission has provided 10,000 kina in support to the Jonah Film Production for the screening of their locally produced film Plesman. This is part of NCC's commitment to promoting arts and culture through film and aligns with the government's goal to produce 20 local feature films by 2027. Plesman, shot entirely in Papua New Guinea and launched in July, addresses key social issues such as tribal conflicts and youth unemployment encouraging rural communities to focus on agriculture. The film will be aired on digital TVWAN with a sequel planned for next year. Education will help you succeed. South Sydney Rabbitohs winger and Kumul International Alex Johnston emphasized on this when meeting the students of Buk Bilong Pikinini in Lae, Morobe Province.
South Sydney Rabbitohs winger Alex Johnston was in Lae, Morobe Province from Friday, October 18th to Tuesday, October 22nd. He was brought to Lae by the Lae Biscuit Company as their brand ambassador for the 2024 Morobe Show. Upon his arrival on Friday, Johnston visited the Lae Showgrounds Library Learning Center to read to the children his own book entitled A Footy Tale. When addressing the students of the Buk Bilong Pikinini, the guardians and teachers, Johnston said children are our future, hence the best way to ensure they succeed in life is to teach them to read.
Yeah, I think schooling and education and learning to read is one of the most important things in life. It helps you succeed and whatever you want to do when you're older. So me, myself, I wanted to win and I wanted to win at school as well. And everything I do, I try and do it my absolute best.
Johnston outlined that it's not just about rugby or sports in general. Education has to be prioritized. Library books were also donated for the new library that is currently being built by the Chow Foundation at the St. Stephen Elementary School. Camila Guare, TVWAN News, Lae.
A war canoe or lopo named Goa Heina from Dawa Dawa village will make its debut at the upcoming National Canoe and Kundu Festival in November and will also be featured on European television. The intricately designed canoe used historically by the Ealeba and Tawala people for raids was launched last Thursday after months of construction, which was documented by an Italian film crew. The launch ceremony, attended by officials from the NKKF, Milne Bay Tourism Bureau, and Milne Bay Tourism Industry Association, included cultural performances by Guavili Primary School students. Milne Bay Tourism Industry Association President Maleta Tokwakwasi, who helped facilitate the documentary, congratulated the community on its efforts. The documentary will be released in Europe by the end of October. Goa Heina's participation in the festival is assured, marking Dawa Dawa's first entry in NKKF's 20-year history. The Madang provincial government and administration were fortunate enough to have the Minister for Oil Palm Francis Maneke visit the province yesterday for discussions on the oil palm industry. The provincial government and its administration, including stakeholders from the Department of Agriculture and Livestock, along with landowners, led dialogue at the Sana Room of Madang Resort.
Minister Francis Maneke held discussion with the Madang provincial government and the administration to kickstart oil palm initiatives and way forward the new oil palm development in Madang will capture. Proposed 200-hectare of smallholder oil palm development as an extension by Ramu Agri, 10-hectare nursery development towards volume station to support smallholder expansion, proposed 10-ton oil palm mill development in the Sogaram Valley, discussion on the oil palm smallholder road rehabilitation and maintenance in Ramu Agri, Kesawai, and discussion on the draft national palm oil policy. In embracing the oil palm discussion, the Madang Governor Ramsey Parua willingly offered support, including making land available for oil palm plantations. Governor Parua said land is readily available in the middle Ramu to the Ramu plains, which have the potential to become huge oil palm plantations.
So what economic commodity should we put there, which is high-yielding return, and by maintaining to a standard where we can sell it? High-yielding cash crop commodity, and by giving big cash flow come inside the pocket where people start to place here. million and billion. So what are we waiting? We need to talk oil palm and bigger than it's the highest commodity in the agriculture sector. Where people bringing big returns.
The governor also highlighted the fact that the industry can create employment for the ideal population at the moment in the province, aligning towards the Marape-Rosso target of achieving 1 million jobs by 2027. Member for Middle Ramu, Council Kamdaru, stressed the fact that agriculture still remains the backbone of the country through its sustainability. His district hosts huge undeveloped land masses which he envisions for oil palm plantation within the special economic zone.
Milokim income long oil palm member is the long time. Now people too all got interest lo work. Na locautim oil palm ba locautim all. I want to think stop na you make a presentation mi amumas. You come touch him Middle Ramu, na you touch him Medang province, na mi amumas trap because mibla long Middle Ramu, mibla got big land mess mista.
Minister Maneke emphasized that landowners selling their land to maximize benefit from oil palm remains the biggest challenge. The reason is that there are certain laws and regulations in place in the market standard for oil palm to be bought. Mr. Maneke states that there is more yet to be done to achieve maximum benefit from this industry. Criticizing the Oil Palm Industry Corporation, a draft is underway for a better policy to be put in place which will benefit local people. Tracy Pa, TVWAN News.
The local community of Kilalum Goma Ward in East Pomio LLG of East New Britain can now conduct meetings and hold other important community gatherings uninterrupted thanks to the Good Samaritans for delivering a first-ever modern building structure right at their doorstep. Melbourne-based Global Community Project and Rotary International recently completed the project at Kilalum. For years, the people have been at the mercy of Mother Nature, conducting community gatherings under the shades of fruit trees and sometimes disrupted by bad weather. This is an impact project that will last for generations to come.
An initiative of one of Pomio's favorite sons, John Catal, and his Australian wife, Karen, Kilalum's multi-purpose hall project is the first ever modern infrastructure to be erected at such a remote village setting of Pomio district. In September this year, John, who's the project coordinator, took with him a team of Australian volunteers and handyman with trade skills, knowledge, and experience on an adventurous humanitarian lifetime trip to this side of the world. The building project took a lot of heart and mind to put together, let alone the generous donations from various organizations, including Global Community and Rotary International in Geelong, Melbourne, who were 100% donors of the project. Apart from him and his wife, John said the team comprised of builder Brian Elliott of Brian Elliott Construction, carpenter Jack Newland, well-being consultant Lauren McDonald, and documentary filmmaker Tony Byrne. Despite all travel issues and other logistical setbacks, the mission was complete on a timely manner.
The help of Rotary International, Rotary, especially in Geelong, DIK was back then, donations in kind. This is our fourth container, sea container, 20-footer to send to Rabaul and then eventually to East Pomio for this. And the fourth one was our major one. And it's Rotary Australia, World Community Services were 100% donors of this project and supported very, very closely by a lot of our friends, and particularly Brian and his partner with Jack, third generation Rotary family. We have Tony Byrne with us, and of course my wife Karen. Out of this team, we only initially started with 11 to 12 in a team, but it went down to 6. They were definitely part of this impact. I guess you could call it an impact project that will impact the community.
The Office of the East New Britain Governor assisted with transporting the materials to Pomio on the Mercy barge.
John said the whole community played a big role in helping out in little ways, and to actually see such huge modern building infrastructure being erected in the village was a real game changer.
It's like the Pope visiting the village. It's a huge milestone for the village to witness first a barge going and delivering right in front of the community a huge structure, iron structure. And then again, to see the end product when it was put up by these lovely people, it's just like a game changer. And from where we're sitting, it's so humbly soothing to see the villagers really played a huge role in making sure it was a success.
John said overall, it was also an educational trip for the visiting team and for the local village builders and the youths as well, who were fully engaged in the project to see and learn new skills on how to use power tools and other basic skills relating to erecting such a high metal building structure. A lot of the foundation work was done by the community, and they maintained this manpower support until the project was completed.
The project is up and it's usable for the community. The roof is up, and as we said earlier, this is also an educational trip, a project where the local builders, the local youth community were really engaged in learning new skills, especially the skills in relation to building an iron or metal structure. All the bolts, use of power tools, etc. And we have the best people around to deliver that.
The main frame and building structure was shipped from Australia, while other materials were bought locally. John explained the erection of the new structure is only stage 1 of the project. Stage 2 is coming up next. Terry Longwood, TV1 News.
And now the finance news. The kina closed unchanged at $0.2539 in the interbank market. At Bank South Pacific, our kina was buying $0.2464, $0.3673 Australian dollars, $0.2202 euro, and 36.82 Japanese yen. Looking at commodity prices at New York close, gold, copper, palm oil, and crude oil closed higher. Coffee and cocoa closed lower, and copper closed the day unchanged. And on the stock market, the Dow Jones closed lower, ASX closed lower, and all ordinaries closed lower as well. This is TV1 News. We'll have news abroad after these short messages. Stay with us.
Experience a convenient and smarter way to do your banking with BSB Mobile Banking. You don't have to leave the office or your home to pay for bills. You can view your account balance, transfer funds, top up phone credits, or purchase Easy Pay units wherever you are. Visit your BSB branch today to register now for BSB Mobile Banking. BSB Mobile Banking, the smarter way to bank. BSB, our bank, our people.
Enjoying life when we work together, making happy memories that last forever. Hot in talk, young or old, let's calories, family meal with home. We'll bring out the smiles, cause it's our favorite of mine. Tennessee cola, scare rice, don't scare price. Tennessee cola, scare rice, don't scare price. Amber, you like it?
A true champion is measured by their courage, their determination, and their passion to never give up and to always keep trying. The With a delicious Milo in Milk taste and added nutrients, Milo in Milk is a great way to fuel our little champions with nourishing energy every day. Because true champions give it their all.
Milo, P&G and Mia. Find P&G made.
These two are creeping into your personal space. Why don't we send them packing? Oh, maybe not.
Bing bang bing, bum bum.
Rugby league is a powerful force that unites Papua New Guinea and develops our youth. Through partnerships with the PNG LNG Kumals, Grassroots Rugby League and Johnston Olam, we aim to instill skills to last a lifetime.
I'm community blue. When it's on you welcome, I'm come up community. You must also community.
When we invest in people, we invest in tomorrow's possibilities.
Welcome back. Prime Minister James Marape returned from Indonesia after attending the inauguration of President Prabowo Subianto, where he engaged in important bilateral talks aimed at enhancing economic cooperation, trade and education opportunities between Papua New Guinea and Indonesia. Marape emphasized the significance of Indonesia as a regional partner. Prime Minister James Marape has returned from Indonesia after attending the inauguration of President Prabowo Subianto. Marape emphasized the importance of the bilateral meeting held immediately after the inauguration, where they discussed strengthening ties between Papua New Guinea and Indonesia. PM Marape said it was an honor to attend the inauguration upon the president's invitation. Several nations from the region, including Malaysia, Singapore, the Philippines, Brunei, and Australia, were also present, noting the significance of Indonesia's smooth transition of leadership as the third largest democracy in the world. During his bilateral meeting with President Subianto, Marape highlighted ongoing cooperation between the two countries in education, economic development and trade, particularly in oil palm and electricity. He reassured that all existing agreements made under former President Joko Widodo would continue.
In economic cooperation, trade and investment, specific focus on oil palm, electricity supply. They currently have intending to supply to Wenamo in the short term, whilst we work to co-exchange electricity generation supply back and forth amongst two nations, security cooperation and all other border-related issues.
Marape also touched on the sensitive issue of West Papua, stating that Subianto had sought his advice on addressing tensions in the region. The Prime Minister emphasized the importance of respecting land, culture and heritage, with the Indonesian president committing to offering amnesty and promoting economic development in West Papua.
Our advice to him, and advice was heeded, was to give respect to their land and their cultural heritages. When land and culture of people on the other side is respected, we expect much of the issues to come to resolve. He committed to offer amnesty to any who have come in contest with law enforcement on the other side. He also has pledged for higher autonomy, and is given commitment to keep on working the space of economic development that President Widodo has started.
Looking ahead, Marape invited President Subianto to PNG's 50th independence anniversary next year, a gesture that was warmly accepted. The Prime Minister defended his travels, stating that they are strategically planned and to secure economic growth opportunities.
All travels are budgeted for, especially when a head of state or head of government or head of departments travel. They travel within budgetary allocations. And I want to give assurance to the opposition in our country that we're not traveling for leisure, we're not traveling for entertainment or pleasure. And so these are important interfaces. As I said earlier, our travel is not just for me especially. It's not just foreign relations per se. Deep in those conversations is the economic growth agenda of our country.
Marape will next travel to Samoa for the Commonwealth Heads of Government meeting, where he will continue pursuing economic and diplomatic goals for the nation. The International Organization for Migration, in coordination with the National Disaster Center and the Enga provincial government, continue to assess and assist communities affected by the landslide that struck Mulitaka on 24th May. With support from the French government, IOM has secured medical equipment to enhance healthcare services at the Mulitaka Health Center.
With funding from the French government, the International Organization for Migration has provided technical support for response operations to the Mulitaka landslide, supported food rations to displaced residents, procured IT equipment, and a water pump for the PNG Defence Force team working on the bypass road, and assessed health facilities in Mulitaka and Pokolip. Additionally, this afternoon, medical equipment to enhance the healthcare services at the Mulitaka Health Center was presented to the Enga provincial government and National Disaster Center.
That you will see this kind of donation that stands right there, continue to come. On day one, when the disaster hits Mulitaka, that's on August, 24th of May, rather, it actually attracts the entire world, if you like. I think it was the first time ever for me to see the kind of attention that that the particular landslide has attracted. And of course, straight after that, people start talking about moving. When the government of Papua New Guinea was still trying to organize itself, already we will start receiving relief supply coming in from Australia, elsewhere in Papua New Guinea. And it never stops right up to this very point in time.
The local government, the provincial government is under extreme pressure to manage the security situation. Hopefully soon, within the next few days, we can get back to work there, I think. I don't know the latest security readout, but I'm hoping we can get back there. Because what you've donated here today is really critical to the response. It's about the health services and education. These are the two areas where communities have not had any access to services for so long because of conflict.
The Mulitaka Health Center was closed for several years due to tribal fighting and only reopened after the landslide disaster.
So what is being given here, presented to us here, is very, very important for us, for those who need service. Not only with this, but I also want to thank the UN system. We were able to respond on day one because we had supplies from the UN system, which I pre-positioned before disasters happened. So we were able to respond quickly.
The intervention by the French government and IOM will enhance the health center's capacity to deliver essential services.
Find the most direct and shortest route between your wallet and those on the ground who need you, and I will keep repeating that in the coming years. That's what I'm proud and honored today to see France aid to your country and to the victims of Mulitaka landslide come to fruition, and to salute with respect far beyond France all those who have given of themselves and contributed to this operation. Rest assured that France is determined to stand by your side, the side of PNG, and give you its full support in the coming years. Thank you very much.
This essential support will add to the improvement of the overall resilience of the local health system in Mulitaka. Maricela Kelleton, TV1 News.
Dr. Betty Cocker, one of the first responders to the Mulitaka landslide disaster, says there needs to be better coordination and budgetary considerations on the part of the national government in regards to preparedness of natural disasters in the country.
We should have developed some kind of a cluster system within our own PNG government, where health may be responsible for health, so that we work with the clusters, international clusters and UN clusters and other responders. Because I saw one that needed better coordination on the ground. Government should think about saving Akina for a rainy day when the government budget comes, being reactive and responding. In that way, we have some resources already available for prevention, for readiness, for when it happens, when disasters come, we are able to reduce the risk, we are able to respond effectively.
For nearly 80 years, the Red Shield of the Salvation Army has been a symbol of compassion, hope and unconditional love in the country. Governor-General of Papua New Guinea, Grand Chief Sir Bob Dadai, expressed gratitude to the work of the Salvation Army in PNG. During the recent Salvation Army Red Shield Appeal Corporate Lunch, Governor-General shared that the support from the corporate lunch will go directly to initiatives like the Lay Street School, the Jim Jacobson Center in Lay, the Ella Beach House of Hope, the House of Hope in Kainantu, Settlement Ministries, and the Onamuga Health and Community Centers. A call to action was made by Sir Bob Dadai to corporate and business houses and individuals to see their support as an investment in the future of Papua New Guinea. The new Northern Territory government has today revealed a major, as yet uncosted, 4-year plan to build new jails and work camps to try and ease the pressure on the Northern Territory's strained prison system. As part of the plan, youth detainees will be moved from Alice Springs to Darwin, which is already attracting criticism for taking young Aboriginal people from their land and families.
Close to bursting point, and the men tasked with trying to fix it.
We have seen an unprecedented growth in prison population over the last couple of years since I became Commissioner, almost a 400-person increase in that estate, which puts incredible pressure on our staff and our facilities.
With NT prisons already at capacity and prisoners stuck in police watch houses, a new plan's been rolled out to increase capacity by up to 3,000 beds over 4 years.
It's the largest infrastructure program that we've rolled out ever. It provides us with a range of correctional facilities of different security classifications across the NT, including new women's facilities and new work camps.
Among the plans, new work camps in Darwin and Katherine, women's prisons in Darwin and Alice Springs, and youth detainees will be shifted from Alice Springs to Darwin to free up beds for adults in Central Australia.
Bringing everyone to a central location will give us a better opportunity to offer better rehabilitation services to make sure those children have a better choice in life.
That is just absolutely disgraceful. It's a backward step. It's back to the future, returning kids to facilities that are insufficient.
They're in the process of being removed from the country, the land, the family, and all the resources that they need to learn about discipline, education and stuff is back home there.
The youth detainees are moving to the notorious Don Dale Detention Centre until a new youth facility opens as soon as next month. After that, Don Dale will be repurposed for adult men.
Nobody should be held in that facility. It should have been decommissioned and closed down a long time ago.
I certainly won't be putting my officers into a facility that I don't judge to be appropriate.
The government promises Don Dale will only be used for 2 more years, until its newly built prisons and work camps come into operation.
And that ends the news segment. Join Jasmine Irujak for your news in sports after the break.
In its first 10 years, the PNG LNG project has had a long-lasting impact, contributing more than 26 billion kina to the state of Papua New Guinea. Equity distributions are paid to KPHL and MRDC based on the interest they hold. Tax is paid to the IRC, while development levy and royalties are paid to DPE. For more information on direct and indirect benefits, visit PNG EITI's website.
Kumul Petroleum is a major regional petroleum industry player involved in large-scale upstream, midstream, and downstream petroleum and energy developments in the country. We are committed to ensuring that Papua New Guineans maximize benefits from the petroleum and energy sector.
Bro, it's awesome, man.
Pepsi promotion.
I'm so excited.
Let's go, let's go. And Pepsi for match.
Pepsi for match.
And how do you win this? Buy 2 plus Pepsi, that's all.
2 cans, bro. 2 plus, that's all.
You get yourself a chance to win.
This box of match.
It's crazy cool.
My God.
Pair of headphones. It's a towel.
How about that? Coolable. Yeah!
Discover your home away from home at the Sidla Bay Hotel in Lorengau, Manus Province. Whether business or leisure, our modern amenities, delicious local cuisine, and serene surroundings will make you feel right at home. Book your stay now. Call 7496-3232 or email reservations@sidlabayhotel.com.pg. Sidla Bay Hotel, where your Manus adventure begins.
You can find all our local news, sports, and entertainment on the TV1 Extra page on our website. TV1 Extra gives you access to Scope, Hunters, and digital ExxonMobil Cup highlights, and many more. Just one click to access. Stay updated, stay entertained. TV1 Online, just one click away.
Thanks for staying with us. Papua New Guinea scored one of the fastest goals in international beach soccer history in an incredible start to the OFC Beach Soccer Men's Nations Cup in Honiara. The tournament debutants stunned Fiji 8-6 today on the back of a remarkable beginning to the match. Having never played an international match, the Papua New Guinea team, dominated by players who hail from Fisherman Island off the coast of Port Moresby, were expected to struggle against a more experienced opponent. But from the kickoff, PNG looked too settled to be moved as they played their game without any distractions. The heavens opened in the second period and the scoring slowed, but it was PNG who struck first. As the rain continued to pour as PNG extended its lead, but Fiji applied pressure and struck twice in quick succession to close the gap to 1. PNG's Elijah Bernard completed his hat-trick to add an 8th. PNG meets Solomon Islands on Wednesday and Fiji takes on Tahiti.
Just by psychological, we can tell us the boys can play and go through that game. Time all some comeback lawless, it's very quick and all like our defensive task all and left look cover back inside the slab, but me by look more inside long analyzing defensive from me platform.
Fiji Bati center Waka Blake acknowledges that their loss against the Papua New Guinea Kumuls will be a driving factor heading into this weekend's clash against the Cook Islands in round 2 of the Pacific Bowl. The Bati hit the ground running again this morning at Albert Park in Suva, fine-tuning the areas they lacked in over the weekend, where they lost 22-10. Blake says they will focus on the positives for now and look forward to ending the week on a high note. He adds this week they aim to work and train hard to win and make home fans proud. Fiji Bati will take on Cook Islands at 8 p.m. on Saturday. This is a do-or-die match for Fiji, with a win against Cook Island would give them a glimpse of hope for another crack at PNG in the bowl final. Former Lay Tigers and PNG Hunters product and current Castleford Tigers in the Super League, Sylvester Namo, is enjoying an injury-free season so far, but is more excited to be back to represent his country with pride. The Eastern Highlands native put on an impressive performance on Saturday night, scoring a try to help the Kumuls beat Fiji Bati 22-10 in the opening weekend of the Pacific Champions in Suva, Fiji.
Namo is part of the crop of young Kumuls and last represented the country at the 2022 Rugby League World Cup. After a decent 2024 season with Castleford Tigers in the Super League, the 24-year-old wrecking ball has again earned his spot on merit international team for this year's Pacific Championships campaign. Namo was solid in both attack and defense against the Fijians last Saturday and was rewarded with a try in the first half, which set the platform for the Kumuls' thrilling victory at full time. Namo was also grateful to coach Jason Demetrio for giving him the opportunity to be part of this year's Prime Minister's 13 squad, which really helped him to climatize and get the feel of playing international footy again.
The camp was awesome. Like when I first got there, I was so happy because last time because of ACL injury and stuff like this. But yeah, I'm so happy to come back here and like everyone just like bring up the spirit and the camp atmosphere feels awesome. Yeah. I was looking forward for that game like throughout my season with the cast back in England. Yeah, I was trying to like make the squad and I was looking forward for that moment and like build up my game from that PM Stadium and looking forward for a championship. Like I was looking forward for that opportunity. So yeah, I want to grab it with both hands and
When recapping back on his debut for the Kumuls back in 2022 and what it meant to represent the country, Namo said it was his childhood dream to play for the Kumuls.
Yeah, like everyone, like as a child growing up, everyone was looking forward to put on the country flag, like the jumper, PNG Kumuls and stuff like this. So I was happy I was selected to put on the champion. It's a heartbeat for the country, so yeah, we just want to make the country proud.
In his first season playing at the Super League and how he's embracing the climate and the culture over there with Castleford Tigers, Namo said he did not start the season well as he was going through his rehab until mid-season, but eventually got himself fit to finish off the season well. Terry Longwood, TV1 Sports.
And that ends the sports segment. We'll now have the weather forecast with Carol.
Southern region, Port Moresby partly sunny to possible evening inland brief showers. Kerma, chances of rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Alotau, chances of few showers to cloudy. Momase, Lay, cloudy periods with rain showers tonight, with chances of few afternoon rain showers. Wewak, cloudy with chances of some rain showers. New Guinea Islands, Lorengau, cloudy periods with some rains at times. Kokopo and Rabaul, cloudy periods with some rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Highlands, Mendi, Tari and Wabeg, periods of rain showers and possible thunderstorms. Ocean forecast for PNG areas for the next 24 hours. Coral seas moderate to rough with east to southeast winds of 20 to 33 knots. Solomon seas moderate to patches rough with southeast winds of 20 to 30 knots. Bismarck seas slight to moderate with east to southeast winds of 10 to 20 knots. And Pacific Ocean seas smooth to slight with east tending southwest winds of 5 to 10 knots. And coastal waters forecast. Waters of southern PNG and Indonesian border to Daru to Kiwai Islands to Kerma to Yule Island to Hood Point to Samarai Islands. Waters of Samarai Island to Cape Vogel and all Milne Bay Islands. And waters of Finchaf and Trevitius Strait to Siasi and Long Islands, seas 1.5 to 2.5 meters. Waters of West New Britain, seas 1 to 2 meters. Waters of New Ireland to East New Britain to Bougainville, seas 0.5 to 1.5 meters. And that wraps up the news tonight. Thanks for your company. Bye for now.
The TVWAN News was proudly brought to you by BSP, our bank, our people.